grandson, Ishan, he is not coming for a politics. ఈఎన్ఓకి వెళ్ళాడు, ఈఎన్ఓలో లెక్చర్కి వెళ్ళాడు. చాలా ఆరేటరు, మంచి ఆరేటర్. అక్కడ చాలా రాష్ట్రాలు తిరిగాడు.
తెలుగులో కాదు,
చెప్పు, పర్లేదు, ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పు. చెప్పు అసలు వాట్ యువర్ ఎయిమ్ నీ ఫైనాన్స్, స్టేట్ గురించి, నీ సైన్స్, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ గురించి, వాట్ ఫైనాన్స్.
I mean, obviously the current government's done an excellent job with building the state, getting FDI. It's only going to boost the GDP, and you're going to see, two-figure GDP growth rate, exactly like how they do in China or in Nigeria, for developing nations, a good job. So that's all.
చెప్పు, ఇంకా ఫైనాన్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి?
బాగా చేస్తున్నారు.
High-tech city.
They can build a high-tech city. Was great. They built it up well. Obviously it was a 30-year job, but no disappointments there. I mean, very similar to how it is in a lot of developing city-states like Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, US, Canada. So yeah, that's it.
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఎలా డెవలప్ చేస్తుంది?
So I mean, Andhra Pradesh, with getting a sufficient tax revenue while also balancing growth, you want to especially have a lot of high-tech manufacturing and locally source everything, so that obviously that would contribute to state GDP growth, because you don't want to put yourself in a debt burden like America, how they did. By having such interconnected supply chains, it's also affected the local production in America and what it's done for the country. Whereas if you look at China, it's developed much better, and they also aren't in a pickle where they're at a disadvantage due to the fact that they, don't locally source, because everything for them is locally sourced, and they have a strong production economy, whereas the U.S. has a strong intellectual property economy, which isn't sustainable for long term.
What about Indians in America?
Indians in America, they're the highest earning on average median. They have the highest income, especially Telugus actually. They earn the highest on average in all of America at about $140,000 US, close to what, 1 crore 30 lakhs alanti undochu. 1 crore 30 lakhs, 20 lakhs alanti undochu. And they've done an excellent job. As you can see, Satya Nadella, Telugu American, has done very well. Microsoft CEO. So yeah, they're doing.
What about ENO experience?
Oh yeah, I spoke at the UN about emergency relief bonds. So for instance, if like a river's flooding, the Godavari River, Krishna River, right, they may have an insurance fund for that. So if a flood strikes, they can put that to use. So so basically I presented research on how they can invest those insurance funds, like in America for Hurricane Katrina, hurricane insurance funds in Miami, natural disaster insurance funds in the Midwest. Berkshire Hathaway insures them. So I was talking about how they beat the S&P 500 on a lot of benchmarks through investing in those different assets, those insurance funds, how they diversified their risk and also achieved higher return.
What about Modi garu?
He's done a great job. Obviously, he does domestic production. He's very heavy into domestic production with GST and all, because obviously you want sufficient tax revenue, which is easier to get through doing all these GST import duties, because the thing is, a lot of Indians don't pay tax. So as a substitute, that GST and import duty exists, along with capital injections and capital quantitative easing that honestly as well the Reserve Bank of India has practiced a great job. Raghuram Rajan, he's a professor at Chicago. He did a great job in his tenure as a Reserve Bank of India governor, and that's only continued, and it's built.
What about your MLA Goranట్ల Boccheswar?
No. What about the experience with Chandrababu and Lokesh?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Nice to talk to them about the state of the economy, the development that the state might incur over the next 5-10 years, and long term, what their vision is. Pretty cool. Interesting time to be alive.
What is the current situation in America now?
Bad.
Trump is putting
Okay,
so many sanctions.
So that's all politically motivated, right? He won on the basis that he was going to implement tariffs and have top rate tax cuts. So his entire vote bank is the poor, like mostly, along with the rich to some degree. Like people who aren't extremely rich, but people who are earning a salary, like a fixed income salary. not people who have a lot of stock options, people like that. Because fixed income salary, you have to pay income taxes and all these different taxes on property, whatnot, right? Same as in India, not much different.
Is it true that Trump is putting so many sanctions on Indians?
Yeah.
Now what
Oh,
they
well,
are-
not in America, but in other countries, yeah. I mean, he has top rate tariffs, everything, right? So, yeah.